What's up, guys and girls? It's Parker with Feather, Scales, and Trails. Thought I'd just check in, do a little driving vlog. Heading up to South Carolina. I got the 16-foot Viking in tow. We've got about 144 miles left. We've went about 150 miles so far this morning when we left Stark, Florida. However, I tried something new with my Google Maps. I put a filter on there to eliminate the highways, and it has taken me through some back country scenic roads. Now I know it's Sunday afternoon, but there's very little traffic on these roads. I mean, like, very little. It's funny, I did see a big old Kenworth motorhome just outside of Stark, Florida, and on the back of it, it had a sign that says, "Honk and flip off my husband, it's his birthday." So I had to wish him a happy birthday. And as you can tell, as I'm pulling up right here, you can see the sign on the back of the truck. Right? Now, this is a big motorhome, and as I pull up alongside of him, I went ahead and tooted my horn, give him the salute. And when he realized what was going on, he tooted me back. It was cute. If I ever get remarried, that's the kind of wife I want. Some shenanigans and with love. However, so I'm in Georgia right now, and we just went through a little city limit, a town called Riceboro. Just desolate. There's some nice big homes out here, not too overly big. About 1,500 square feet to 2,000. Some maybe at 1,200 square foot. The majority are anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000. I'm guessing that based on my experience of a couple of houses that I've owned. Beautiful country. Not a person out here as far as heavy traffic. And I really wanted to do this to stay off of the, whoa, that house is super green. I think they're ready for St. Patty's Day. Or, it's the color scheme of this town, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses with that lime green color. That's different.
At the next stop sign, turn left.
Okay, and she's awful bossy.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Barrington Ferry Road, Earl Baggs Road.
Well, there you go. Now you know where I'm at. Barrington Ferry Road. At the intersection of a cemetery and a church. First Zion Baptist Church. That's surrounded by cemetery. Hopefully that's not a sign of the church. Oh, back to reality. So anyway, beautiful country drive. Beautiful country drive. It really is. So I thought I'd just kind of do a little drive along vlog until I get to James Island. I'm really super stoked about getting to James Island, and honestly I'm really stoked about getting back to Citrus County. My friend Amanda, that travels a lot similar to what I do, but she just came back from Vietnam from a motorcycle excursion all over the countryside. She's heavy into the bikes, and she really goes after it. It's really cool, and I cannot wait to hear that story from her. Of course, when I talked to her last July, I was getting ready to go to Alaska. And when I was going to Alaska, I was doing the Dalton Highway with another friend of mine. And I didn't really have any details other than just kind of what I had pre-planned with Cindy that was going on. I haven't heard from Cindy in a while. I'm not sure what happened. I know she was heading down to Argentina and possibly California. So, yeah, there's stop sign. You can hear the bumpity bump 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 on the road. Anyway,
in 600 feet, Barrington Ferry Road, Riceboro and Barrington Ferry Road turns left and becomes US 17 North.
Okay, so we're getting on US 17 North. So, anyway, I haven't heard from Cindy in a while, but I'm sure she's fine. Kind of lost all of her social media stuff, and she might have blocked me, I don't know. It's kind of weird, she just kind of disappeared. However, that happens with people traveling sometimes. They just kind of get out on their own, and they just kind of seclude themselves from the world, because the world can get a little creepy sometimes, that's for sure. We all know that, right?
Continue for 25 miles.
Okay, 25 miles we're heading on. So I'll check back in here in just a little bit. Again, I'm really excited about getting back to Citrus County at the end of the week to meet up with Amanda. She's only got a couple of days. She's going to be staying there in Homosassa, and I'm going to drag the rig up there and hang out with her. She's going to look at a couple of boats. She's been wanting some boat, like a Sea Dory or something of that nature, which is kind of a livable boat. Very seaworthy, and can definitely take the intercoastal and cruise up around all the way from, you can cruise a lot of places in it. So, anyway, yeah. Little daily blog. Driving from Florida to South Carolina. It's been quite the journey. It really has. Beautiful ride. I love taking these back roads. I like taking these back roads. You know, the Gladiator, it pulls this rig pretty well. The rig, I told you before, weighed a little over, I think it was 3,600 pounds. And it pulls it just fine. But I do know that it doesn't like 7th and 8th gear. It would just prefer not to be in there, and at 62 miles an hour. I'm doing just a little over 3,100 RPMs. According to the specs, the motor likes it that way. So, oh, good looking Sheriff. Sheriff car. Anyway, very happy with the Gladiator so far. Although when I was at the Save Expo, some people were telling me that had 50, 60,000 miles on their Gladiator, towing 3,500 pound rigs up to 4,000, that they were switching gears and transmissions already. So that's a little strange, a little odd actually. 50,000 miles, these things aren't meant to tow. So we'll see how it does. Gas mileage sucks, but it's a Jeep. Gas mileage wasn't really good on the Jeep anyway. It's a box with wheels. And, yeah. Okay. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. So we're almost to Savannah, Georgia. Talk a little bit about this whole lithium battery thing on the Viking. You can see back here behind me. I really would like to have that house battery lithium, but I don't want to put a DC to DC charger on my truck. These guys are trying to load their motorcycle up on the road, on a trailer. He's a little scared. So back to the DC to DC charger. I talked to a lot of people at the show. At the expo. And the ones that had a DC to DC charger running lithium, they all swore by it. I'm nervous about putting something on my Gladiator with electronics because these things are a little sensitive. So if you guys have had any luck with a DC to DC charger, I know they're a dime a dozen. You can get a nice Renogy or Red Arc for just a few $100. They said it is a game changer. It definitely eliminates all the problems with a tow vehicle. Even though I don't tow the camper with the Wrangler, because I've got a 2020 Rubicon Wrangler, I might tow it for a short distance. I'd still have to hook up the 7-pin on that and switch batteries out because we don't want the 7-pin power supply coming from the tow vehicle with that low voltage to lithium. Lithium needs a higher voltage, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, leave a comment down below of your experience with lithium and DC to DC chargers. Yeah, just something I had on my mind. Thought I'd throw it out there and share it with you guys a little bit. We're about 15 miles from Savannah and 129 miles from our destination. Starting to pick up a little bit more traffic here as we get closer to Savannah, but we're still on back highways. I mean, if I look ahead of me and behind me, I could probably count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 cars. And a crap ton of churches. And a marina that sells boats and motors. Probably a life jacket or two. Beautiful old homes up here too. Reminds me of something that my grandma and grandpa lived in. Yes, we are almost to our destination. Man, there's a lot of cemeteries here in Georgia. I mean, these are big cemeteries. Huge. I thought Florida was God's waiting room. Got some really nice, big, beautiful fire stations. Wow. Wow. That was pretty. Kind of partial to fire stations since I was pretty much born and raised in one. Well, alright. I wasn't, well, almost. I was about a few blocks away. Where I was born at. My dad's fire station he worked at. Beautiful neighborhood. Wow, super pretty. Super pretty. So we're on 307 in Georgia, right by 16 East. And I guess we make a little jock around right here and continue on 307. Sorry about the big knuckles, big monkey knuckles in there. I got some big old hands. I mean, got some big old hands. I keep seeing these Parker kitchens and gas stations, and it cracks me up. I didn't even know I had another business here. I guess I'm gonna have to stop in one and see what's all up with this Parker stuff. Parker's Kitchen. God, that reminds me of my mama. A lot. Especially when Dad would get in there and start cooking with her. Man, it was... Golden Corral wouldn't have a chance with those two. Prosperity Drive. I like that drive. I like it. Whoa. El Cheapo Gasio. That's what it said. El Cheapo Gasio, but it's closed. Maybe it was too cheap. I don't know. Colonial Oil Industries. Nassau Woods. I guess we're in the commercial industry of Georgia near we're just west of Savannah a little ways, or maybe on the outskirts of Savannah. Now, what's really funny is, ditch witch. Yeah, run a few of those. What's really funny is, as soon as I crossed into the Georgia territory on 301, I don't know, I'm sure 301 changed one and Georgia may not have, I don't remember. However, I've seen maybe, I don't know, half a dozen Jeeps, a couple of other off-road rigs. That's it. It's like there was a no boundary for Jeeps to come from Florida into Georgia. Of course, when you get to Tennessee, there are Jeeps all over Tennessee. For sure. So. Louisville Road. That looks like we're getting back out in the country now a little bit. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for going along on this little trip. Big, beautiful woods back in there. Big old tall trees. I'm talking big, tall pine trees. Like 100, 150 footers or more. Man, they're huge. Now we're getting back out of the commercial industry, more into the country. There's a Love's gas station. We got 179 miles of fuel left. That's our range. And oh, it's getting late. I need some coffee. I have to stop at a racetrack or something and get some coffee to tide me over for this evening. The Amazon distribution center. Looks like just an Amazon parking lot for their semi-trucks. Holy moly. Man, that is one big company, Amazon. Oh, there's the distribution center across the street. Holy moly. Ooh. There's a lot of moving parts to that business. Man, oh man. Looks like a fire academy over there. There's a small jet airplane that looks like they torch regularly. Oh, yep. Fire training center. Oh. Got some Humvees in there, some military trucks. I'm not even sure what this big old massive building is. Oh wait, here's a sign. Let's see. Port City. I'm at the end of the building. So when I said I don't know how big this building is, oh, Georgia Air National Guard. Wow, holy moly. That is some not, man, that is one nice place. Georgia Air National Guard. Anyway, back there where I said this one big building, I don't even know what it is. That's how long it took me to get to the other end to where I could read the sign. That was a big building. That was a big building. Big building. And we got a choo-choo train. Man, it's beautiful up here. Really is pretty. Okay, kids, away we go. And here's the railroad tracks. Ding, ding. I didn't see a choo-choo train. Oh, oh! I didn't see a choo-choo train. But I know one just came through there. Even though I didn't see it, I know one just came through. You know how I know? He left his tracks. Here's another one. Go train. Oh, I guarantee you one went through there. He too left his tracks. Clear as day. Clear as day. You know, if I did have someone ride with me, they would be annoyed.
In a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Georgia 21 North Augusta Road.
Ah, there we go. Now you know where I'm at again. So, they would be annoyed with me. They would be annoyed. Talkity talk, 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 talkity talk, 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 talk. At least I don't have the...
At the light, turn left onto Georgia 21 North Augusta Road.
She's rude. I was talking. At least I don't have what they call in the two-way world the hot mic syndrome. Do you guys know what hot mic is on a two-way radio? That's one of these things, right? Hey, breaker, breaker. Hey, this is Alpha Charlie Sierra 399er out radio. A friend of mine talked on there's so much, and I mean so much, that that her unit got so hot. I mean, super hot, that it wouldn't shut off on its own. We actually had to pull a fuse out of the power wire to get it to cool down. We put a fan on it, and yeah, there's another track. Man, these trains are leaving their tracks everywhere up here. They are not very sneaky. Anyway, she talked on that two-way radio to me going to Townsend, Tennessee for a Jeep run, that it got our radio so hot that it wouldn't shut off. And it was hardwired into the rig. Basically, you just push the power button on the radio and it would shut off. And that's good for when you're parked. You can turn the radio on and still listen to it. You don't have to have a key on like on mine. I got the aux-speed 8-gang switch panel that I have to have a power going to it. I can turn the auxiliary on and it'll power anything. Back to the hot mic check. So when I was telling Midland Radio this at the expo I was just at, they're like, "Oh, the hot mic syndrome." I'm like, that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it. So her new name is Hot Mic Diana. Hot Mic Diane. There we go. There's no Diana. It says Diana. Or Diane. Hot Mic Diane. Yeah, true story. True story. True story. Guys, I think we're gonna call it a night. I'm just a half hour away from James Island, South Carolina. Very excited about getting in there, getting some coffee, getting the rig set up. Got this Viking dialed in pretty well, where it takes me about 15 minutes to get everything set up, hooked up, and basically go to bed if I want. Yeah. The hardest part's getting out of the truck. After driving for a while. Whoa, whoa. Little whippity-doos on the road. Looks like we got a little overcast up here in the Carolinas. But I'll be on electric on this one. I'll be hooked up to shore power. So, golly. Did you yawn? Did I get you? So, we are going to call it a night on this video. Just enjoyed talking to you guys, sharing a little bit about my trip while I'm driving and some of the things that stuck out to me. We went through this real pretty tunnel of trees. It was like all these live oaks you'll see right here coming over the road and built this tunnel, and it's super beautiful going through it. Look at it while we're going through here. It's just really pretty. Now as we come out the other side, in about a quarter of a mile, you're going to see these big, beautiful, tall pine trees lining the highway. See them? That reminded me of the guards protecting the tunnel coming in and going out. I don't know. I'm weird. Maybe I've been driving too long today. But those are beautiful, don't you think? Those are really pretty. Yeah. All right, kids. We're going to call it a night. I've got about another half hour and I'll be at my destination and get the rig set up. And don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. Don't know. Got some fishing gear. Got the e-bike. Got a few odd and end stuff to do. Probably definitely got the grocery store. Pick up a few things for the week. Because I'll be here until the 5th. I'll be here until the 5th. And yeah. And I might leave early and swing back into. I might leave on the 4th to head back to Citrus County. I don't know yet. I don't know. That's God's given me a really cool life, and just turned 60 last month. And it was so funny. I made a reservation today for a campground, and they said 60 plus senior discount. Yes, I made it. Senior discount. Save 10%. God, it made me feel, but it made me feel good at the same time. Oh, it reminds me, I gotta tell some of my friends I got the first senior discount today. Guys, if you like this content, like and subscribe. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. It would really mean a lot to me. I've been posting YouTube videos for a couple of years, and I'm really starting to get a little bit more serious into it. I'm working on the editing. I'm working on different ideas, and if you like some stuff, tell me. If you don't like it, tell me. I'm a big guy, big boy, old big boy, senior now. Tell me things you'd like to see me do. This is all about the Jeep life, camping, overlanding, doing some cool stuff outside, maybe an oddball place to go. We will be at Daytona National Speedway in April at Jeep Beach. That'll be fun.
In 600 feet, continue straight onto 424 West Frontage Road.
Gotcha.
Continue straight onto 424 West Frontage Road.
She must think I'm a guy.
Continue on 424 for 4 miles.
Anyway, we stayed at the Daytona National Speedway. That's going to be really cool. Be camping there. I don't know what to expect. It gets a little wild sometimes at some of these events. Sometimes it's very mild. So that'll be fun. That's in April. And we got plenty of time to set up for it. Oh man, look at that sunset. I wish you guys can see this. It is absolutely on fire. Oh, that is on fire. Can you see it back here in my excuse me, can you see the red back there? That's coming from the sunset. Man, that is pretty. You can kind of see it over here on this side of the camper in the back window. Yeah, you see it? Yeah. So, oh man, there's a Buc-ee's 142 miles away. When I get back from this little trip, the week after, we're going to Soberstock, which is in Brooksville, Florida, and that'll be Hammond camping on that one. And gonna help some people set up some tents. I want to let a few friends of mine use a couple of my Gazelle tents if need be, and sleep systems. It'll be pretty cool. And that'll be just a big hootenanny for a bunch of people sitting around talking, enjoying the day, meeting people from all over Florida, and some come in from out of state for this little 3-day weekend event. So kind of excited about that. And after that, me and Sir Sailor will take off to Tennessee. That'll be the first time I've taken him out of the state on a trip, and I'm super stoked about taking him on this 1.5 week long journey. I know he's gonna love it. He's gonna get hooked. He is. So, y'all see that red glow coming in back here? That's the sunset. Yeah, that's the sunset. Man, it's pretty. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe down below, and we really appreciate you sharing this video with your friends, and thinking about doing something with airplanes this summer. I'm not really sure what. Might be in Alaska. Just don't know yet. That's way down the road a little bit. I got some work stuff I got to get in order before the summertime, and I'm sure I'll be directed in the right way to go. I just need to have an open mind and flexible and willing to adjust. Oh God. Nope. No backfire. It's going to be a little difficult to make these changes because it's scary, but it's also exciting at the same time. So I got to get that done before I leave. That will pretty much round out my summer. It could be it'll definitely be a month journey, or it could be 3 months. We don't know just yet. And it most likely will be Alaska. Just saying. Of course, you guys know I love Alaska. And we got a guy on a bicycle that's boogieing down the road here. At least he's going with the traffic. Unlike some people I know back in Florida that go against the traffic. God, it's so scary to go against the traffic on a bicycle. I know some people it makes sense, but overall the flow. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. Well, we got about another, 15 miles. We'll be at our destination. Guys, I'll check in later. I enjoyed this conversation with you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And we'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. Again, this is Parker with Feather Scales and Trails. Coolest YouTube video channel out there. At least I think so. See you guys later. Have a good night.